Tilelook Pro, not only you can upload textures of your tiles and coverings, but you can also import 3D models of products like furniture or sanitary ware or sofas or tables and chairs and so on. If you don't have a Pro account or you don't have the 3D models to import, the program still lets you access directly the biggest 3D library of models in the world, with millions of models available to use. This is the 3D warehouse of SketchUp. Here, in case, you can also find many products or generic 3D models to use in your projects. So before looking at how to import a new 3D model, we need to make sure that we have the necessary files. Tilelook supports 3D files in these formats that you see here. So the SketchUp format, 3ds, these are very common. These two are the best two formats that Tilelook can read directly. DAE format, also referred to as collada files, OBJ and DXF. However, if you have 3D files in other formats or you are not completely sure about them, you can also contact us for help and information. This is our contact email, so contact@tilelook.com. Importing and managing 3D models requires various steps. So if you don't have much experience with this kind of work, it can even take up to 20 minutes to import just a single model. So if you have any doubts, please contact us. You can send us the necessary material. We can also import the models for you directly, even the entire catalog of a brand. We do this for free, both for designers, resellers, and the producers themselves. Okay, so to import a new 3D model inside the program, we need to go on the tab Place Objects. Then from here, we click on Add Model, and then choose Add Import from File. So here we can first of all select our file. So we click here and then browse inside our computer. For example, I have mine on the desktop here. Okay, and then click on Import. Okay, so in this first step, we can simply verify our 3D model visually. So we can move the 3D view using the right click of the mouse, zoom in and out, and using the keyboard to move inside of the 3D view. On the left, we will see the various groups. In this case, there is only one group for this model. In other cases, there will be more groups. Many times they are referred to with the word mesh. For example, if we were importing a chair, we could have a group for each leg of the chair. We could have a group for the seating. We could have a group for the back of the chair, and so on. In this case, we will then be able to look through each part to verify it and eventually remove it from the model that we want to import. Okay, so by clicking on Next, we can go to the second step. Here we can change the default orientation of our object. So we can click on these plus and minus icons next to each of the axes. For example, we can decide to rotate our object in this way so that it's facing towards us. This will be the default orientation when we then use this model inside any of our projects. So when we drag and drop a model into the room, this will be its initial orientation. Okay, let's move on. The third step is where we can scale or change the dimensions of our objects. So here on the top left, we can see the sizes that have been automatically identified from the 3D file itself. The model could have been created with different 3D modeling programs, with different units, and so on. So it's always better to verify these sizes and eventually change them. Tilelook always works with centimeters for metric and inches for imperial. So for example, here we can change this width to 13.5. And when we click on change, you see that the other sizes have changed also. They have changed proportionally to scale. The model is now smaller, so I can recenter and reset the view to bring it where it was before. I can also change the different sizes freely by unchecking this checkbox. So for example, now I can write 15 and change, and the other sizes will be unvaried, and here I will write 30 and change again. Okay, so in the next step, the fourth step and also the last one, is where we can modify the object's materials. So on the top left we can see, as we did in the first step, the various meshes or groups in this model. The number of these groups and the materials that are here below always depend on how this model has been created and what program it was created with. So Tilelook can automatically read materials only from 3D files in SketchUp format. So if you can obtain this kind of file, you know that the import process will be quicker and easier. So in this final step, we can double click on a material to change it, or we can also add a new material from here, and then after we select one of our meshes, we can assign, so apply the material to the group in this model. The settings of each material, let me choose different material types like metal, glass, ceramic, leather. I can then choose colors or textures, and in case I am importing a lamp, for example, I can also set an emission power and emission color. All these settings are exactly the same as in the render tab in the program. So if you don't really know how these work, I suggest to go and see the video which explains this part in the software. At this point, we could test our render, so to verify that the materials are correct and they render properly as we want them to be. And also we can add images and photos of the product from this button here. So by clicking here, I can simply go and look for my image files. Okay, and then move on to next, and finally finish and upload. So at this point, the object will be uploaded on Tilelook in our account so that we can use it in future projects, future works, but also it will be already listed here, so I can start using it directly inside the project that I'm working on now. Okay, so back on the website, I can now go on My Objects. As for other elements on Tilelook, every 3D model needs to be verified and approved by our administrators. So this can take up to 1 or 2 working days. So I will find this new model here in pending approval. While we are waiting for the approval, I can still view my object, and I can use it also in other projects in the program. So now I'm going to open it. Here I can click on Edit, and this is where I can insert all the product information so that we can easily find this product in the future, also to share it with other users of Tilelook. So here we can choose a producer, and then once we choose a producer, we can choose a product collection. If we don't find the producer and collection that we need, we can click here to add a new producer or add a new collection. And then here below we can add all of the other information, the product code, the name. We can pick the category for my product, and so on. And once we are done, we can click on Update Object here. In this form is also where we can decide here on the top right if we want to keep this object public. So this means everyone will be able to find it, everyone will be able to use it in their work. Otherwise, I can click here and decide to keep this product private, and this means that it will be only visible and usable to me. Okay, so that's all for this video. As I was saying at the beginning of the video, if you have any doubts or you prefer to be supported in adding your 3D models on Tilelook, don't hesitate to contact us. Adding new 3D objects on Tilelook is a service that we provide for free. We just need the authorization from the brand, and you simply need to send us the 3D files and the product information. Also, if you have a reference or contact for the brand, that is also useful for adding new products and brands on Tilelook. Okay, so you can contact us from our contact us page here on the top right, or directly by email at this email address. So thanks for watching and enjoy designing with Tilelook.